out here at number 9 at Kicking Bird. So this is a par 4 dogleg right, about 400 yards. So I had some recommendations to talk through some course management stuff. If you guys don't know much about me, I've competed at pretty well every level short of the LPGA. So a couple of my followers just wanted to hear kind of how I think my way around the golf course. So with this one of the things that I like to utilize is I like to utilize the tee box for my alignment. So because this is a dogleg right and I want to hit more up towards the left side, I'm going to have a tendency to tee on the right side of the tee box. And my target is going to be the left side of that bunker down there. It's probably over 250 from where I'm at, so it's not really a danger for me to get into. We've got about a 15-mile-an-hour wind into us today, so I feel pretty comfortable aiming there. And if I miss it a little left, I'm fine. If I miss it a little right, I'm fine. And I'll have hopefully a good angle up into the green. So let's get after it and see what we can do with it. That one I missed it a little left of where I wanted to be, but I'm still fine because the hole goes back right. So I should have a pretty good angle coming up to that pin, and we'll see what happens on the next shot and figure out how far we are out. All right, we're here on our second shot, going straight at it. Pin looks to be center. It's about 156 yards, a little bit uphill, a little into the wind. So I'm actually going to fly it a 7 a little bit. I'm gonna grip down on it and try to hit a little lower ball flight so the wind doesn't affect it as much, and take dead aim at the pin because there's really no trouble long or short. Nothing really right. It's pretty open, so if I were to miss, that's probably where I would aim to miss, would be right, because I've got the bunker short left here. But hopefully we can line this up pretty well, make a good swing, and hit it pin high or close to it. So we'll see what we can do with it. So I hit that one a little high on the face, but I actually made a decent enough swing on it that it came up probably 10 to 15 feet short and right of the pin. So once we get up there, we'll see what kind of putt we have for birdie. All right, so we got about 15 feet, a little bit right, pin high. So I actually did grab the right stick there. So I'm reading it breaking just a little bit left. So these greens are rolling a little bit quicker than what I'm used to so far this year. So I'm going to borrow a little bit more break because of that, because there's just a little bit more pace that's going to affect the putt. But let's see if maybe we can roll one in for birdie, and if not, we'll hopefully get out of here with an easy par. So I played it a little bit too high, but I'd rather be on the high side with good speed than be working away from the hole with poor speed, to where I leave myself a lot more to clean up for par. All right, there's an easy 4. Here on number 11 out at Kicking Bird, it's a par 3. We're playing from the blue tees today, so this one is playing about 165. It's playing a little down, but there is a little bit of wind into us. It's back right pin, so my aim point is actually going to be pin high left. It's going to leave me a pretty good angle at the pin, good putt. I don't want to miss it right because that would be short-siding myself, and that might make it difficult to get up and down. So ideally, the places to miss here would be a little short or a little left, because you have a lot of green to work with. So a little bit higher percentage of getting that up and down compared to missing it short and right, especially in that bunker where it's a pretty tight pin from there. Not a lot of green to work with. So I got a 7-iron here because it's a little bit into the wind. I can't quite get an 8 there, so I'm going to grip down on it a little bit, take it just a hair left, and maybe try to hit a little bit of a cut into it and see if we can't you know, nestle it in there, but worst case, if it stays right where I aim, again, I'm pin high, I've got a good putt at it for birdie, so we'll see what we can do with it. So it ended up staying actually right there and drawing a little bit, but the green is feeding it a little bit right for me. So it's gonna actually work out exactly how I kind of envisioned because of the way the green slopes. It should leave me about 20 feet pin high. Good chance for birdie, so we'll see once we get up there if we can make a putt for birdie. All right, we got about 15 to 20 feet pin high. So obviously my club selection was pretty good. This is gonna be all about speed, because it is pretty much straight downhill from where I'm at. So really just trying to put a good pace on it. I'm not gonna play too much break because I think it's gonna be pretty quick. So I'm not gonna really get too much outside of the hole on this one. So this is not really what I would consider a makeable birdie. This is just me trying to nestle it as close to the hole as I possibly can. Walk out with an easy par. If I make it, great, I stole one, but I'm not, you know, ideally thinking that this is something that, you know, probably is going to go in, but we'll give it our best shot and see what happens. So I gave it a good line, gave it good speed, pretty short putt left for par, so easy 3. So that's how I think my way through a par 3. All right, we're here at number 12 at Kicking Bird. Is a par 5, a little bit of a dog leg left. It's about 500 yards from the blue tees. So ideally, just trying to position myself well off to this tee box. So right is your miss off the tee here, because the hole does go back left. You have somewhat of a shot to kind of chip something down towards the green if you do happen to miss it a little bit right. So my misses lately today have been a little left. So I'm going to tighten up my grip on my left hand and just try to make sure that that club head doesn't rotate and force me left. Ideally, if I miss it, it'll be just a little bit high right, but hopefully we can make a good swing on it, put it right dead center, and then have a good shot for maybe trying to reach this one in 2 and give ourselves an eagle chance. So we'll see what we can do with the drive and just kind of take it from there. So I did unfortunately draw it a little bit too much, so I am more on the left side. So we'll just have to see what it looks like once we get up there and see what our shot options are. All right, so I left it here kind of on the left side of the fairway. So I am gonna try to draw a 4-iron around the corner and leave myself somewhere around greenside to where hopefully I can get up and down. Worst case, I want to miss it just a little bit right, because again, I'll have a pretty good angle coming in for my 3rd shot to where birdie is not just totally lost. But I would have much rather been out there on my drive, but sometimes it doesn't work that way, so we got to manage it, you know, based on where the ball ends up. So let's see what we can do with a 4-iron around the corner. So I hit it in a pretty good spot. Should be pretty close to greenside there. I can get up and down, hopefully make a birdie, but at worst case, walk out with par. All right, so we're about 20 yards left here. So this is a pretty difficult up and down from where I'm at. I'm a little short-sided, not a lot of green to work with. Green is running away from me. Obviously, I don't want to get cute with it and leave it in the bunker. So I'm actually going to aim a little bit right of the pin here. I'm just going to try to get this on the green and leave myself a putt to where hopefully I can still make a putt for birdie, but ideally I don't want to let par slip away from me. So it's not ideal, but sometimes that happens. I didn't have a great second shot based on the angle that I had, so I kind of had to play out this way. a little more than I want it to be. So we'll open up the club face, move it up in our stance, and try to do the best we can to hopefully keep it within, you know, a 10 to 15 foot range and make a putt. And honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. So I nipped it really well, caught really good spin. It pretty much hit and stopped. Now I've got a makeable birdie putt. I'm putting uphill, so hopefully I can make a good stroke there, maybe steal one. If not, again, I walk out with an easy par. All right, so we got about 10, 12 feet left here. Downhill, working just a little bit right. Again, just good pace and speed. A couple of these putts today have been a little quick going downhill. So if I make this putt, great. If not, again, tap in, easy par, move on to the next hole. But I'm gonna do my best to pour this one in for you guys to where at least you can see a birdie today. That just broke absolutely off the map. So poor putt there, a little frustrating, but again, short little tap in for par. So you guys have seen me play a par 4, par 3, and a par 5. And I'm even par through those first 3 holes, and I didn't do anything special. I just managed myself well, left myself good chances for par, didn't create a lot of excess work, and that's really how you score. It's just making pars easy, and then the birdies are gonna come.